So I wanted to talk today as we're in the midst of well, not in the midst, we started already the new year, and I feel like the early beginning of the new year is a good time to just reflect on different things, but also it's a good time, things are a little slower, you spend a lot of time indoors, and I always have a New Year's resolution of being a bit more mindful with consumerism, with, things that I purchased. Where did I maybe waste some money? What things maybe I didn't need to purchase? And as a professional makeup artist, it's really tricky because you have to try new things all the time. You have to know what the latest and greatest is to some extent. We're lucky in a way that we get sometimes products sent to us, but at the same time, there are certain things maybe we want. We see trends on social media, maybe something that everyone's using, and sometimes you succumb to it and you buy things that later you're like, that was so silly, I absolutely did not need this. But I had a chance to kind of go through my cabinets, and there are a lot of things, but a few things stood out to me that definitely I think going forward I see myself repurchasing them over and over, and those are the things that I really enjoyed either using over the last few years that I bought and always finished, or maybe some new things that I came across and stumbled upon and actually ended up really liking, and know that I will definitely be using this in the future. So I'm gonna start just kind of like randomly, and I have, starting with skincare. Let's do skincare first. So I discovered this one. It's the Sansi Adapt Cream. So this one I actually they had an event here in the city, and I prefer to try things before buying them, especially when it comes to skincare. I like to try the texture and see how I like it, and you know, this one actually is really interesting. It's hard to open because it has this like thing, but I'm gonna show you how it looks. It's a very, it's really great for if your skin is compromised in any way. So if you have sensitive skin, if you have redness, it's really great. It's so annoying to open, but it's worth it. It's a really good product. So let me see if I could do it with, oh, here we go. So this is how this cream looks. So it's green. When you do blend it into the skin, maybe I can show you a little bit, just a tiny bit. When you do blend it into the skin, the green color is not as noticeable. If you do have redness, it will neutralize a little bit of the redness. It's not a color corrector or a makeup product, but it does help to even out the skin. But this is not even the reason why I like this product. I actually find it really hydrating. My skin in the winter time, I'm on the East Coast, Northeast, and it gets really cold. My skin gets really dry from the heat and the wind, and this one is really great because whenever I feel like my skin is dry and irritated, it actually really, I find, helps keep it hydrated. It helps to calm it down. I'm not super familiar about the ingredients, like what the active ingredients are, but it says it's a barrier repair cream. I know like barrier repair is like a huge thing right now, but this one is really great. There is a barrier repair cream from Aven, but that one the ingredients are not super clean. This one is actually really great because the ingredients are quite clean. So that one is definitely, I think I might actually get one to use on my clients because I'm keeping this one for myself. So another skincare product I discovered this year is the Bioma. It's the moisturizing rich cream. Again, my skin is super dry, and a lot of times I apply something and then within an hour or two, I already feel like there's nothing on my skin. This one actually keeps my skin hydrated. It has shea extract and bocaciol in a ceramide complex. But either way, it's a really good product. It comes in a pump, which is good. I think I like it actually, but sometimes I feel like pumps can get stuck, but no issues so far with this one. So I really like this one as well. The next one is a tried and true staple. I've had this and I buy this over and over. It's the Vanicream facial moisturizer, but this one is with an SPF. So it has a zinc oxide SPF, as you know, and it has a high amount. It's like almost 20%, 19.5%, I think. I don't have my glasses on, but because it does have zinc is a little bit tricky because it's not, obviously, if you have darker skin, it might not work for you. It does give you a little bit of a white cast, but I'm pretty fair, so it does work for me. But if you have sensitive skin, this one's really good because it doesn't really irritate my skin. It also has ceramides and, again, SPF 30, which is not the highest SPF, but it's pretty good if you're just kind of like running a quick errand or, you know, working in an office and don't spend too much time outdoors. This one's really great. They do have the one without the SPF, but for some reason, the one without the SPF I find a bit more irritating. I don't know why, it makes no sense, but I like this one better. So this is definitely a staple in my makeup routine, beauty routine. The next one, also Vanicream, bought it countless times. This one is the Gentle Facial Cleanser. I don't know how many of these bottles I bought, and I always make sure I have one in like as a backup because I find that it's really the best cleanser I've ever purchased. I do double cleanse, so I do experiment with my oil cleansers, but this is the main cleanser, the wash off cleanser, that I find is hands down the best. It doesn't have a fragrance, it's not drying, it's not fancy. I don't love the packaging, it doesn't look cute in your bathroom, but I mean, who cares? It's so affordable and it really is great for the skin. So I love it, and I thought about maybe putting it into a different container because it looks not so nice in the bathroom, but again, not a priority right now, and I will definitely buy it again. All right, so next category would be skin. I have the Ilia skin tint, which I love, but I kind of keep going back to the NARS foundations. This one is the Sheer Glow. I have another one that's a little bit newer. It's a little bit more dewy, the finish, but this one is the Fiji color, and I find that if you're pale and you have olive undertones, it's actually quite tricky to find a really great match, and the Fiji color is really good. I love it. It's like a perfect match. And I find that this one is good because it has a bit more coverage, not too much. And if I want more hydration, I just apply just like a drop of a facial oil, and it makes it a bit more glowy if I wanted it to be. But that's, again, tried and true. I don't know how long this one has been around. It's been around forever, but they have so many shades. I mean, you can't go wrong with them. And I use that on my client as well. I have many foundations, but I do have that one as well. Now, the next category would be, well, it's the same category, but it's concealer, so complexion. I love the Kosas concealer. This one is really great. It's really clean. I don't find that it creases. I find it quite hydrating, which I'm really happy about because, again, if you have dry skin, either they crease if they're too hydrating, or there's always something, or they're really dry, or, you know, I'm over 40, so you want something that doesn't settle into the fine lines, and this one is great. I used the shade 2.6, and they do have correctors now, which I haven't tried. I have the Huda Beauty corrector, which I occasionally mix in, but I do want to try their correctors because I do like their products a lot, so I want to try. When I'm done with the Huda Beauty, I definitely want to try the Kosas corrector. Then lip, that's the next category I'm going into. And so one thing I've been trying to switch is to use more clean lip products, because I feel like it's almost something that we ingest because we reapply it onto our lips and then we kind of like lick it off throughout the day. And If you don't care about those things, and if that's not your concern, obviously you have so many options because the colors and textures are endless. But personally, I am a bit concerned about ingredients of lip products. I don't like anything too perfumey. So for me personally, so what I've been using, which does have a little bit of a flavor, but the Benefit ones are actually really nice because they have been around for a long time. I used to have the original shade, like a reddish. This one's a bit more like a plum, but it's really nice. I use them, I switch them up, and when I do my makeup, I like to apply it onto my lips and then just let it sit and then blot it, maybe do a lip liner and a gloss on top. And this is really great because it does stay on for quite a while. I use the Yuka app and I scan a lot of my products that I use, my beauty products. And I take it with a grain of salt because I don't want to be alarmist about, you know, ingredients, but I do try to get an idea of like what's in it, like how does it rate? Are there a lot of toxins? Are there maybe like endocrine disruptors and stuff like that? So this one actually came out pretty good, the Benefit. The other two things I like, and then keep in mind if you check for like clean products, actually it can vary based on the color. So certain shades are actually, certain pigments are not as clean as others. So depending what color you get, it actually can make a big difference. So the two things I've been using as well are the lip oils. The one from Gisou is really nice. This is the shade, I don't have my glasses on, but I think it's Raspberry Sorbet or something like that. And it's quite glossy, but it's also really hydrating. And again, I applied on top of my Benefit lip tint and it stays on a good amount of time and it doesn't dry out my lips. The same I would put like the Say, this brand I quite like. I have the blush and their highlighter. I do like this brand as well. I think Kosas and the Say I thoroughly really enjoyed because I feel like I keep going back to them a lot. So anyways, these are really great. And the next thing that I really love this year is this brand. MOB, I think, Mob, I'm not sure. I found it at Credo Beauty, I think, Credo Beauty. I have this shade, I have a couple of shades, but this one is kind of like a taupey. And it's actually quite light. It looks darker in this than it looks when you put it on. But it's one of those shades that gives your eyes just a little bit something, a little bit definition. And you can use it to almost like a contour for the eye area. And when you get older, things shift a little bit. And if you're used to doing your makeup a certain way, suddenly it doesn't really work exactly the same way. And you have to make sure you place the product in a different way, in a different place. The positioning matters. Like I used to do my eyes like in a very specific way, and suddenly I realized it's just not working anymore. The same with textures also. I don't love powders, I prefer creams. And this eyeshadow, a lot of cream eyeshadows, I find you apply them and they just are too emollient. This one almost dries like a satin kind of finish. It's not quite like a powder, obviously, but it is really nice. And this is the shade M112. They have numbers, so this is M112. So that would be another, and then an honorary mention, just because I find that, you know, mascaras are really tricky as well. The two that I've been using are these two. I have Ilia Beauty. That one is very popular. A lot of people like it. Again, I like it because it's really clean. I looked at the ingredients and the ingredients are really clean. I wish the brush was a little smaller. I like really tiny brushes, like very slim brushes, but I can work with it. It's not too bad. The other one that I rediscovered that I've had in the past and purchased again is by L'Oreal, and it's the telescopic mascara. I do like this small brush. This one I find works if you want a long lash, but I feel like the best effect you get from this one, if you really, really build it and apply it, like you have to kind of like work it into the lashes, and the more you layer it, the more the lashes actually become longer. And fun fact, which I was shocked to find out because I did scan it in the Yuka app, and this one actually had excellent rating, which I could not believe. I think the waterproof does not, but the regular one does. And this is the, I think the very black or something like that. Again, I should put my glasses on, but yeah. So these are the things that I'm really happy with, that I'm gonna be repurchasing. And I'm gonna definitely also put more of an emphasis on using up whatever I have, especially I have so much as a professional makeup artist. But even if I wasn't, I think that especially if you get over a certain age, it's fun to play with makeup, but realistically, I mean, it's good to really focus on finding what you love and what you enjoy using and getting your staples right, getting your foundation right, getting your concealer right. It doesn't have to be expensive either, but just making sure that you have the essentials. And then if you want, you can always get maybe a new lip color that's in trend right now, or get that glittery eyeshadow, I don't know. But it's really, really, I find very important to have the essentials right. So yeah, so that was my ramble for the day, and I hope this helped. Bye.